Good afternoon and welcome to Institute of Immutable Laws. Today I will be doing a new case. I haven't been on this channel for a long period of time. The case will be for Zelig Williams. He was born, I believe, September 11th. I do not know the year, but at the time of his disappearance, he was 28 years old. I believe that he was a Broadway performer as well. And the story is that he just recently decided to go back down south after spending a career in New York City on Broadway. Okay, so I've actually been wanting to cover his case for a long period of time, and I decided to dive into it today, just shy of his birthday. Okay, let's see what I can pick up. I will be doing my traditional Crux Ansata spread, which is a 10 card spread that consists of different areas of consciousness. The upper part of the spread consists of everything that's taking place in the mentality and the instincts, meaning the headspace. Everything that's happening on the lower spectrum of the spread covers everything foundational and looks at all the energy that moves forward into the future. Okay, so before I begin with this case coverage, I just want to give a disclaimer that every reading that I do here on my channel is solely based on interpretation and what shows up in the spread itself. Okay, I always tell people that everything is apt to change, energy is changeable. So, what I say here has the ability to change within the coming days, weeks, months, etc. Okay? All right, so now let's go into Zelig Williams case coverage. Okay? I'm actually picking up a message of I'm not sure where I'm going, or I'm not sure where I am. I felt more like it was I'm not sure where I'm going. Okay, so to me that kind of sounds like direction, like losing direction in terms of where he might have been traveling to. I'm also picking up this idea that he may have been given directions from a stranger. I don't know. They said he went missing in the trail down south, a Palmetto Trail, that his car showed up. But I don't know if that's connected to that. But that could be absolutely anything. But I feel like he may have been trying to get directions from a stranger of some kind. He's trying to go somewhere. And that could be a very general perspective. You know, if you feel like people are giving you direction in life and there's that feeling of being, I guess, maybe confused. I did hear some things about his sexuality, like he was really looking into that aspect of himself and also making transformative religious changes in terms of how he wanted to present himself to people, and then how or at least the world, and how I guess people, you know, trying to safeguard his character and safeguarding that character from people that may not have been maybe people that may have been envious of him. There may have been some sort of favoritism. There also this idea of maybe getting more pay, or a bigger pay than some people. Just depends on what is coming through. But the idea of the direction and being lost and needing to find where he, you know, get to his destination is very important. Okay. Okay. All right. So the universe is underneath. In the traditional deck, this is Urban Tarot. this will be the world. Okay, the universe is the world. Things coming to a close, things coming to fruition in regards to his career, and an agency as well, or some type of connection that he had to an agency. Okay, and I'm also getting a relationship is also kind of coming through on this card. There may have been a turning point in a relationship that he was in, whether that's connotated to like a romantic relationship or a relationship, possibly it could be family, it could be friends, co-workers, etc. When I hit family members and friends, it definitely is coming through as relationships that he may not have wanted to end, or they ended too soon, or this mystery behind some of those relationships is what is the energy that is coming through that I'm picking up on. Okay. The starting point has the Nine of Cups. All right. So the Nine of Cups, if you remember, has to do with happiness. It also has to do with cups typically are related to family and friends and lovers. The Nine of Cups is also, it's a 9. So it's getting right to that feeling of reconnection and trying to figure out, how can I make this happen with these individuals, or how can I make this, kind of turn this into my situation that's more in my favor, right? With the Nine of Cups. But what I'm getting with this is that I'm also getting this idea that he may have been trying to keep something very secret. Like if you look at the imagery on the card, there are cups here, there's food, there's some people in the background, and there's also a bridge. So there's when I said bridge, I was getting this idea of a secret hideout by a bridge as well. There's people here, there's food. So there may have been a secret hideout he might have had either in the city, like New York City, where he performed, where he spent time with his friends. And also that could be related to where he stayed with his mother down south. Like it's a very secretive hiding place that maybe only a few people know about. Some people may have been smoking there, some people may have been drinking. I'm getting this idea of weed. There may have been some type of drug usage that he may have been coerced into doing. I mean, he may have decided to do it or not, but that may have been just on his personal accord. But I do feel this card is giving me a lot of peer pressure. And it's giving me this idea of a Caucasian man. And now I'm getting this idea of blonde. So there's a Caucasian man that he may have been friends with that was blonde. And there was a lot of pressure coming from this man to do some type of drug. I don't know if it's like dealing or just engaging in some type of drug activity. And it feels to me as though he was very adamant about not doing drugs with this particular person because that person had a very, what would you say, the past to that person may not have been the type of energy he may have wanted to bring into his life at that time, where he was trying to flourish in his career and also make better connections with future gigs and future people that may have been better for him at the time. But it feels like this person, whoever this person, I'm getting this idea of I'm actually picking up a name. It starts with an L. I don't know if it's Liam. I don't know if it's Lance. I don't know if it's Larry or Lester. I'm getting this L name, or somebody has an L in their name, okay? The winning position has the Death card, sign of Scorpio, okay? With the Death card, typically people get uncomfortable when this card shows up, but it doesn't need to necessarily be death related, like physical death. Death in the sense where something's changing that an individual's not particularly ready to face, if that makes any sense, right? So typically when the Death card shows up, major changes are happening in an individual's life, in some cases that they're just not ready to face, or they're in a situation that there's no way to get around it. There's no way to it's coming and there's no stopping it, basically, okay? So with the death card here, sign of Scorpio, it does feel, if you look at the card here, there's a hospital. This looks like a doctor. And there's an individual here. There's the heart. There's a, the scenery is very straightforward. I don't know if he had a run-in where he ended up in the hospital, or there were some interactions with an EMT. So what it seems like to me so far, before I move any further, what I'm picking up here is it feels like drug usage. Like, even the colors in the card kind of give me the idea that there was some drinking involved in a secret spot. So I don't know where this happened. I don't know if this happened. It's a 9, so I don't know if that, they said he went missing October of 2024. So this feels like September or around the fall, since it's a 9 card. 9 representing September, either last year, is what I'm feeling. And there may have been something going on here with a drink. He may have been drinking, and I don't know if somebody put something in his drink, or it's giving me this feeling of a party, like he may have been invited to a party. That's why this is in the starting point. Is giving party, is giving secret spot, is giving something in his drink, or like he was with some people and he was hanging out, particularly a Caucasian man with blondish hair, and somebody has an L in their name, and somebody's drinking and they're doing some type of recreational drug. And something, I don't know if he had an allergic reaction, or he had some type of issue, like a bad response to the drug or something that he drank, and that could have ended him up in some type of ER or emergency room, right? That was a lot of information. I'm going to say, keep feeling drawn to this idea of a hidden spot, like a really hidden spot. So this could have happened to him. I don't know if this is past. I don't know if that happened around the time they said he was missing. That's the idea that I'm getting. Or he was picked up and somebody took him to hang out, and they drank and they did some type of recreational drug. And somebody was freaking out, is what I'm getting. Like, somebody started freaking out. Maybe he passed out. And so the individual or individuals decided to take him to get, to the hospital. But it keeps giving me this idea that something is very secretive about it. Like, secretive in a sense where, his mother, like his family, is really unaware of this. Like, they don't know. Maybe the parents, like maybe his mother or family members and other particular friends, maybe don't know that he met somebody new down south that took him to hang out and drink and party and do something recreational that caused him to have, like, I'm getting this feeling of palpitations. That's why the heart is so visible here in this card. Like, it feels like he had some type of heart situation going on from intoxication, drug usage, like it's peer pressure drug usage is what it seems like. But somebody could have taken him somewhere to keep that connection really quiet, is what I'm getting. It's a really secretive spot. It's heavy on the secret. All right. The present has a 7 of Pentacles. So the 7 of Pentacles in this deck has failure on it. Okay. Failure, Pentacles typically are connected to financial situations, money issues, situations where I am getting this idea of like a payout. So I don't know if he was due some type of payout, or the individual or individuals that he was with, or he met up with somehow, they were due some type of payout, or somebody was getting promised some type of money here with the 7 of Pentacles in the present. But I'm getting this idea that somebody or somebody's, they're not going to get all of it. I don't know if it's $7,000, $70,000, $700,000. He was due a lot of money, is what I'm getting with the Death card being in the waiting position, is that he was due a lot of money by someone particular. Like an attorney. I don't know if this is like a family attorney. I don't know if he had his own attorney as well, is what I'm getting with the Seven of Pentacles. But it's protected. So whatever money that he has had, it seems like the family is protecting that money, or somebody has been communicating with the family about, I guess they're just trying to let them know that that money is protected. I am also getting the idea of insurance policy. So I don't know if this is life insurance policy or some type of insurance policy related to some type of hospital stay that he had. So this could be a situation where the time period that he went missing, because I wanted to make sure that I fixated on that time period particularly, that there could have been a hospital stay that he was involved in, but the only reason why he ended up in the hospital was because of some type of it feels like a bad batch of some type of drug usage that somebody got him into. And the Seven of Pentacles is coming in to say that it could be lawsuit related, that he ended up in the hospital because of some type of drug usage, and the fact that he also has a lot of money attached to him as well. So policy related, life insurance policy related, I don't know if somebody took that out on him. That could be a scenario. People do those things, especially when somebody ends up in the hospital environment unintentionally, unforeseeingly ending up in the hospital due to a bad batch of drugs or alcohol, or the fact that it's giving me the feeling that something was also intentionally done by somebody. I don't know if intentionally done could be that he intentionally did something so that he could get some type of payout as well, or someone that he was tied to, they did that so that they can get something that belongs to him, but it's protected. Whatever type of money, or he's protected, or he was, or the money that he has is protected, if that makes any sense, right? But it's related to hospital, or ending up in the hospital secretively ending up in a hospital environment, or the fact that he was with someone secretively, if that makes any sense. Like, another interpretation of this could be someone that he was dating. It feels like a male, like a Caucasian male that he was maybe intimately involved in, that he deemed to bring him some type of happiness. There was money involved in that connection, but their connection is quiet. Like, this is sexuality related. The connection was really quiet. The fact that the connection was a drug-induced connection because of the individual, what they wanted him to do, that was a secret. Ending up in the hospital may have been a secret, secret or no secret. I'm getting that idea that some type of connection is really secretive here, okay? 1, 2, 3. The future has the sun. The sun represents success, and the fact that he is someone's son, okay? Instincts. So now we're heading towards the future energy, or the headspace, with the instincts with the hangman. All right, the hangman in this deck is the sign of Pisces. All right, in his instincts. Okay. The hangman, typically, when we see the hangman, we're talking about we don't know what to do about a situation, is why the hangman is there. Or the fact that we're stuck at the hospital. We're stuck. We don't know how to pay this type of stuck, or we don't know. I keep getting this idea of insurance. So the hangman with the death card is that this could have been a situation where he ended up in the hospital and he couldn't pay. Like, there was no insurance card, because if this scenario happened down south, and there's a situation where I don't know if he transferred his insurance from down south to New York, or from New York to down south. So there's an issue with wherever he was in the hospital, there's an issue with the insurance, or there's an issue with trying to contact the provider for the insurance, because he was living in 2 different states, 2 different parts of the country. Okay, so there's an issue with that, with the death card being in the waiting position. And now I'm feeling like this, when I elaborated on that, I was getting paying out of pocket. That's why the Seven of Pentacles is here with failure, like financial failure and having to pay out of pocket and maybe not having the money to pay out of pocket. Seven of Pentacles with the Death card. And needed to ask somebody, like a partner, some guy, some girl, I don't know, it's giving me, there's a lot of male energy that is here with him. And I'll just give you an example. You know, you're hanging out with somebody and, you know, they're smoking, they're drinking, they're inviting you to engage in these things, but you have an underlying health issue that is causing you to end up, and you're asking that person, I don't know, whatever the cognitive state that he was in, Hangman, is like, he may have really not been feeling good. And he's like, you know, dude, can you take me to the hospital? You know, my stuff is still, you know, my insurance and everything is still in New York. There's no way for me to transfer it down here quick enough, or they can't access it quick enough. So that was, you know, a scenario could have been like trying to explain that to someone and maybe they didn't understand, or somebody may have been too drugged out to really respond to him in the moment. And he wasn't feeling well, or they weren't feeling well with the Death card and the Hangman. And it's like, I don't even have any cash on me. I don't have insurance on me. I don't know if this other individual was looking for that stuff for him to take him to the hospital to figure out how to diffuse the situation. Because I'm getting this idea of somebody being really lethargic and not being able to make it to a car, not being able to make it to a hospital, not being able to get driven to a hospital. With the Hangman being in the instincts. Right? And that's why I was getting, before I started the reading, I was getting this idea of direction, or trying to get directions to a spot, to a hospital, to a clinic. And something about that was too far. So somebody could have explained to him that it's too far for me to take you there. I don't have enough gas. It's going to take us hours to get to the nearest clinic, the nearest hospital. That could have been explained to him by someone that he was dealing with, or somebody he met. That he could have met somebody. He could have been feeling lethargic and he met someone. And they wanted money to take him or transport him to this hospital or to a clinic because he was feeling lethargic, or he was hanging out with someone, and that the result of him being with somebody caused him to be like like he ended up lethargic. Is what I'm getting. It's interesting. The Seven of Swords is here in the accomplishment, right next to the Nine of Cups. So these two sevens here kind of make it feel like it doesn't have to be July related necessarily. The only card that I feel could have been really important to the time frame is the Nine of Cups. Why? Because they said they claimed that he allegedly disappeared in October. Right? This is September. This card could be September of last year, because I did it specifically for that, whatever happened around that time frame, like last year, possibly. And the Seven of Swords is here with futility. Futility is another way of saying that something is, there's like double failure cards that are taking place here. So Seven of Futility is failure also. One is financial failure. Two is also thinking methodically, failing to think methodically about a particular situation. And how he ended up with someone. It's right next to the Nine of Cups. How he ended up with someone. I'm also getting this idea of the fact that someone would not share. I don't know what that has to do with. These kind of look like needles to me too. They kind of remind me of needles, like needles that you put in your arm, kind of needles. Heroin. The heroin. Nine of Cups. Somebody could have been shooting up heroin that he was into or he ran into. Heroin. Something happened there. Mm. Somebody, I feel like there could have been a dialogue where someone is like, it'll make you sleep. Like, this is going to make you sleep. It's going to make you drowsy. It's going to make you sleepy. Right next to the Nine of Cups. So I felt like there was some peer pressure here, and the peer pressure resulted in needing to go to the hospital, or I don't know if he made it to the hospital. Something isn't covered by the news also. Like, I'm feeling like something wasn't covered by the news when once I picked this up and I elaborated, something wasn't covered by the news. Something wasn't covered. Something wasn't covered. He wasn't covered. Financially, he wasn't covered. Like insurance, like somebody wasn't covered. But something was also not covered by the news specifically. Some part of this that I already went over was not included on a news report. So it's either like a hospital stay, like a hospital visit, a hospital stay, ending up in the hospital, or something being drug induced, like a drug scenario, or like shooting up, like heroin or needles, drug usage, drinking, an individual that may have been shooting up needles, like something there was not covered by the news, okay? Or I don't know, life insurance or insurance, something. Let's see. The spiritual self has the 5 of strife, right? We can tell on this card that there's obvious arguments that are taking place here. So it's not too difficult to understand what this card is about. All right, we're dealing with arguments. We're dealing with difficulty with this right next to the death card, basically. We're dealing with arguments. We're also dealing with the 5 is inconsistent information. 5 could be May. 5 could be May of, it would be either May last year. I would say May last year, because I'm trying to stick to last year information. So May last year. Their family or somebody received some type of inconsistent information. So that's why I said when I picked up the death card, is something wasn't covered by the news, or a detective isn't sharing everything, a search party found something and they didn't say anything, or they found something particular and that's the secret, and that's what's secretive. Whoever interacted with the family may have been missing some key details, or somebody left out key details in regards to communicating with the family. 5 of Wands with the death card. And not seeing something coming also. Somebody didn't see something coming, whatever that means. Whether that's like information relayed, him disappearing, like his alleged disappearance, information surrounding that, information surrounding a hospital, like needing to, not getting to a hospital, or hearing that he tried to get to one, or the fact that somebody couldn't take him to one. Hence the car. They said that his car was somewhere. I don't know what the deal is with the car. I don't know if they went through the car, they checked the car. There may have been nothing in it. They may have combed through the car properly, whatever. The mentality has the 10 of Pentacles as wealth. So the 10 of Pentacles with the Hangman is like, if you look at these two cards together, where that's the mental space, and we're dealing with the idea of not knowing what's going on with some type of family money, or money that he had set aside for his family, or money he had set aside for himself, whatever, concerns with money, or the family's concerned with money, or the family's concerned with his money. I don't know. Or what happened to it, or his insurance, or a policy, or a lawsuit, whatever the situation is. Something could be lawsuit related in terms of like the state of him, the lawsuit could be surrounding the state of him, like the state of him, like the state that he was in at the time, At the time of the alleged disappearance, the state that he was in, how he accesses his money that way, or how the family is able to access it. Another scenario would be like the state that he was in, the physical state that he was in. So that could have been related to his health. That's related to his health. That's related to. I'm getting this idea that somebody's also scared to see the state that he was in. That's what I'm getting, and health and the hospital and hospital records. I feel like, the idea of the hospital records also is feeling like something could have been close by, or there was something that was closer by that he could have traveled to, or someone could have taken him to. But I feel like he was really high, or somebody that he was with was really high, and there was no way of getting to the hospital, or it took a while to get to the hospital, and something could have transpired through that communication and trying to get directions to find somewhere that may have been closer for the two. It feels like I'm talking about two people. A man. Like a Caucasian man that was on the trail. He could have, another scenario would be like, you're walking along a trail. Maybe you don't feel well, you're lethargic, you're out of it. You're walking on the trail and you come across somebody's randomly shooting up on the side of the road. And you wave them down and you're like, I can't drive. You're explaining to them, I can't drive my car in this state, this physical state, this mental state, Seven of Swords. I can't do it. Do you have a car to take me to the nearest hospital? I'm about to pass out. But knowingly or unknowingly, that person, that secretive spot that the person took him to, or just an example, the person is also very high, or the person is high, period, and they probably don't even know what they're talking about, or they don't even know how to guide you in the right direction. Five of Wands, Death card, Hangman, Seven of Swords. Not knowing how to get you to the right direction, or being afraid as to what's going to happen to you if they tell you to go the wrong way. So instead, they take you to a secret spot. They take you to a secret spot instead. And something about that, the news may have left out. I don't know if the family knows that. I don't know if something was found and somebody knows, and there's money to be paid. Like there's, typically with investigation, there's findings, but then there's also money to be paid. Like there's payouts. There's money that, it's people get paid to have investigators get paid to have, to do coverage for a certain amount of time. And I believe that, of course it depends on the duration of the investigation. That is payment. That's a payment. So there could have been, like I said from before, not getting all the information, or not knowing, or something being left out by the news, is to keep an investigation going along consistently, if that's the case, or so that somebody can get paid to have an investigation go on for a long period of time. But with that, behind the scenes, there are already findings that could shorten the investigation, if that makes any sense. There are already findings. If that happened last year, it's some type of communication happened like that last year. What's changing is the Six of Pleasure. The Six of Pleasure. Now, what I like about this card, there's 6 cups in this card, right? And you have a white hand and you have a black hand. Him being a black person, the fact that he was dealing with a white person. He was dealing with a white person, right? Somebody that was, something that's very different about the individual that he had a run-in with. I know he had a lot of friends. I know he probably had a lot of coworkers turned friends, a lot of different shades of colors of people around him. But this one or few particular people that he was spending time with is definitely a Caucasian person. that was mainly responsible for how, whether he arrived somewhere or not. Six of Cups and changing. And it's a Six of Cups, you know, it's typically, it's a past card. So it's someone that he could have found or he reconnected with. Nine of Cups that he managed to spend time with, but he may not have known that that person was a heavy drug user, or they shot up heroin. There was someone that was shooting up heroin that he connected to. Could it be someone that he met online too, from the past, like somebody that he could have met a few months prior to October. That could have been someone he met, a white person he met online that he may not have known was a drug user, like a heavy drug user. And he's with them. However, I'm trying to give examples of different scenarios to make it make sense. However, he was with them, like intentionally or unintentionally. And it's like, I need to get to the hospital. Like, I feel lethargic. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I feel like this, that, and the third. Can you take me? I can't drive. Nine of Cups, hanging out. Secret spot. So there could be a situation where, like, a secret spot, you know, I don't even know, like, the number of secret spots. Like, I wouldn't even want to know where there would be a secret spot in an area like that. If it's down south, and not being able to know and find, or, you know, find my way around. Like, I'm sure he was familiar with the area, but if he wasn't there for a long period of time, and it's getting dark, like, even if I look at this card, this looks like evening to me. It looks like evening, like the sun is going down in this card. You know, family is very upset, is what I'm feeling. Like, of course, it's understandable. The family is upset. The family could have been arguing with a hospital. Like, I don't know if, like, they traveled to a hospital, the family or the mom or whoever, somebody managed to travel to a hospital or a nearby clinic to retrieve records, to see if he was there, to see if he went there. And they're like, they don't know, or they didn't see anybody under that description. That's why the Five of Wands is here with the arguing. We didn't see anybody coming here that fits that description. And a nurse, could have been a white nurse. A nurse could have explained that to a mom or somebody, a friend or a family member. We didn't see anybody coming here that fits that description. And there's files. Like, I feel like there's files that somebody has kept away. I don't know if this is, like, related to... It keeps telling me insurance. So there's files related to some type of insurance linked to him that someone in the family or someone that somebody is trying to retrieve for their own use, or to understand what took place. So the resolution has the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Work. He was a Virgo, I believe. So anything Pentacles related are related to him directly. The Three of Pentacles is collaborative energy with other people trying to reach a similar goal. You know, a hospital, a friend's home, somebody's car, his car. Three of Pentacles. Somebody's car as well. Like, there are details in the car, or there's details about a car. You know, I'm getting, like, I don't know what type of car he had, but I'm getting this idea of a Nissan Altima. Someone has a Nissan Altima. I don't know if it's blue or red. I'm trying to, those two colors are coming to mind first. Something blue, red. And I'm feeling like something is underneath one of those, like, if it's fit in that description, something is under. I don't know when you're checking cars and things for evidence, or you want to see what's going on, something is underneath the car, like underneath it. I don't know if this is like underneath the hood, like you pop the hood where all the where I don't know what it's called, car parts, where you open up the hood and there could be something in there, or underneath the seats, or underneath the car itself, like where the wheels are. Something could be in there. I don't know. That's weird. That could be why something is very secretive. There's a secretive element surrounding this. Like something is secretive about where drugs are kept, where drugs are hidden, or a secret spot, like where he was hanging out with somebody. Like there was a really quiet energy surrounding the spot that he was hanging out in with someone, or he got invited to, if that's the case, or he got invited to. And something is under. I don't know what is, or something is underneath. Car, whatever thing is going on. The Three of Pentacles, I feel like, is definitely investigative collaboration. Is definitely investigative collaboration. There is some type of payout that is coming. The Ten of Pentacles, if I'm looking at this as future as well, moving forward, this is kind of giving me last year at the bottom, all this at the top. Well, aside from the Hangman and the Wealth, that's dealing more so with last year, a residual energy. The Three of Pentacles and the Sun, I want to look at as the year moving, as this year right here that we're in. March, something could have transpired in March of this year. We already passed March. Or October of this year. So there's money that is coming through. Like a lot of it. To somebody. I don't know if it's coming to the family. It's a Ten of Pentacles. So someone in the family is going to get money for this investigation. The family is. It could be 3 people in the family, like his mother, I don't know if he had any siblings, or I don't know. They said the siblings passed, I believe, but there's money here that somebody's getting, or 3 people in particular are going to get. But I also get too for being quiet. I don't know if it doesn't have to be the family. It could be friends. It could be people. It's Three of Pentacles, so it could be people that he worked with. There's 3 people or more. They're going to get paid for staying quiet, for just keeping quiet. So those 3 people could have been in the hospital. Those 3 people could have been the energies that I was getting from the Nine of Cups from the beginning, with hanging out with people in a secret spot. There could have been somebody there, or they're going to get paid for staying quiet. Six of Cups, somebody returning, a friend, a lover, a guy and a girl. There's another guy and girl here, and somebody's Caucasian. Like there's a white person here that he was dealing with. Somebody was doing heavy drugs. Okay, that's the last. Okay, the Sun. There is success in the future with the Sun. I always look at the Sun as the sign of Leo. So the signs that we have here, there's no major arcana, so it's a little difficult. The Hangman is Pisces, all right? He, I believe, was a Virgo. The Sun I kind of look at to be Leo. You have the Death card is a Scorpio. And nobody has to be, except for him being Virgo, nobody has to be connected to the major arcana necessarily, but I mean, if it shows up here, there could be, those energies could be involved, but they don't have to be prominent figures. They could be involved, but it doesn't, it doesn't have to be. Okay. All right. So with the Sun, I'm trying to see what energy I could pick up off the Sun. If I bring it a little bit closer, I'm going to have to bring it closer so I can feel it out. The Sun is really, like I said from earlier on, he is someone's son. All right. And it's important that his mother finds peace in knowing what is going on, and what was going on secretively with him. So whether that be who he was into, who was into him, who he was dealing with, or he was dealing with people that were, somebody was shooting up drugs. I'm not saying that, I feel like he was coerced. You know, I feel like he was going through I mean, that could have happened all throughout the year before anything, they started talking about it on the news or, you know, covering it in that way. But it feels like someone really does not want to be found out. And I'm looking at the Six of Cups. Someone that returned to him that he may have known from down south. Before he ended up going on Broadway, before he met all his New York people, like, I feel like someone just returned, that whoever returned, like, when he went back down south, whoever returned to him, that person is not good. Like, that person is a drug user, and something is toxic about that individual. And I feel like he probably should not have reconnected with him. I said him. I don't know, it's a dude. It's a guy. That he should not have reconnected. Either he met him randomly, or the Six of Cups is kind of giving this idea that someone that he already previously knew returned to his present. That's why it's the Six of Cups. But it's changing. It's in a changing position because they're unwanted. Like, this is not somebody that is going to help. Like, how he transformed, like how he appeared to have transformed himself on social media, this person would have been taking him backwards if that's the case. But the Sun is their success in the future, because I feel like there's more detail, like more detail is going to come to the surface. I guess once somebody or somebody's, once they look in the right place. Once they look in the right place, whatever that means. Like, I feel like somebody just knows, somebody may already know what that right place is. You know, when somebody looks in the right place. Looking in the right place could be, it's giving me the feeling of down south, but it's like more, it's more, I don't know why, it just keeps feeling secretive. And it feels like it's just something that either I feel like somebody knows where this secretive spot is, but they're not really revealing that out of fear, out of the fact that they were paid to keep their mouth shut about a secret spot. But when I said that too, I get it small. Like, it's a small spot. I don't know, a small amount of money is a small spot. Where somebody lives, is something is small about it. I don't know what that is. Something is small about a secret spot. Something small about a secret spot. I don't know what that means. Let me do some clarification on the Sun. Could be a place that's small and sunny. It could be a small spot that is a lot of sunlight comes into that spot. Let me see. Can you clarify the Sun, please? The Knight of Discs would be his energy. Could be another earth sign. So somebody that's coming in. I do get this feeling of a beach. Some type of beach area. A beach area. Like something is beachy. Like, I think where they were, I don't know how many beaches will be in down south, but it's giving me this feeling of a beach. I don't know if this is like a beach house, like a small beach house, or like a beach area. Like a beach house. I don't know how many beaches are in, I don't know how many beaches would be down. I don't know nothing about down south. So I don't know how many beaches are down there. And there's something important about a beach area. Something's fancy about it too. Like, it's a fancy area. It's a fancy area. Like, it's beachy over there. And that could be what's secretive about this. I don't know. Somebody could have taken him there, and something is like fancy or really private about it. Let me do another outcome. The Knight of Disc. 2 of Cups. Yeah. So this is a relationship. It's some type of relationship. It's a love. This is the beachy vibe, the beachy home, the beach, whatever, soft shells. I don't know. Something about seashells and soft shells, whatever it is, it's related to a bond. It's related to a relationship. And it's sunny. Like it's like it's an area of down south or somewhere that it gets a lot of sunlight comes through there. Like it's somebody's beachfront home. I don't know. Something is sunny about it. It doesn't have to be down south. I don't know if he tried. I don't see the Chariot. If I said that that he ended up traveling, it would have been like the Chariot or the 8 of Wands. And I don't see those 2 cards did not show up here. So it feels like, you know, whoever he was with, it feels like he could have been transported to somewhere it's sunny and beachy. Like it's a sunny, beachy area, and that's what's secretive about it. Alright, so now I'm going to do an outcome on this to see what this is about. I mean, it's really straightforward. There's no mystery other than the fact that, like, he experienced some type of happiness from somebody, but they got a bad... I don't know. They have like something that's really interesting about habits that somebody he reconnected with has, whether it's drug related or alcohol or whatever. But in the future, it looks like he ended up with someone that they, what do you call it? Like, I don't know. It's like a beachy area. So I don't know. There could be whatever beaches are around that are, I don't know what the demographical, you know, travel wise, what it looks like down there, but there's definitely a beach and something like a small beach area or a small beach spot. All right, let me do an outcome for more clarification. Alright, I see the Knight of Wands is underneath. I always got the card that's underneath when I'm doing outcomes. The Knight of Wands is the Aries, Leo, Sag. They don't have to be those signs. Somebody coming in. And there's a white dude with blonde hair on this card. And he's playing music. He's playing music. And I'm getting this idea of cocaine. They're the rock star. Cocaine. Alright? Cocaine. Somebody was doing coke that he connected with. White, they're white. Like there's no getting around that. This is a white person here with blonde hair, or brownish blonde hair. I don't know. Something is blondish about their hair, and they don't have to be a musician, but they may be. This is somebody that has dark humor too. Is what I'm feeling. Like somebody that has dark humor, and they could be a mysterious person, and they're a drug user. They're secretively a drug user, whatever it is. All right, let's see. You have the Strength card, sign of Leo. All right, so the Strength is here. I'm going to do more clarifiers. The Strength is here because I feel like he was with somebody that wouldn't let him leave. Whatever the hell. That wouldn't let him leave a place. Wouldn't let him leave a beach home, if that's the case. Wouldn't let him leave like a beachy area. And I feel like traveled far. Like he traveled very far. He traveled with the person. And the Strength is here because it's like something that's forced about it to me. Something is forced about the travel. Let me do another outcome with the Strength. And the Queen of Disc. And the Hermit is his energy. I get do not like them. Someone doesn't like them. Doesn't like there's a Queen of Discs here. She looks like white. She doesn't have to be white. If I'm looking at it, it looks like 3 Caucasian individuals that he got, that invited him somewhere, like to stay, if that's the case. Like they're 3, they don't have to be white. As a Queen of Discs, which is a earth sign, female energy. The Hermit is him, as a Virgo. And then you have the sign of Leo. I keep getting mystery, like something is mysterious about somebody that he's dealing with, that he was dealing with here. Something is mysterious about them. Mysterious, I don't know. It feels like he connected with someone that at some point they wouldn't let him leave, is what I'm getting. Like they wouldn't let him leave. I keep getting small, like something is small. I don't know if he's in it, if he was taken to somebody's place that is small and it's dark. There could be a lot of sunlight, but then it's also dark at the same time. Like even if I look at the Hermit, I keep getting, it's telling me this card is dark. Like you see, if I look at the sun, I was getting that there was some sunniness coming through from a small space. And if I look at this card, there's some darkness, but there's also a little bit of sunlight coming through there. And it keeps giving me this idea of a beach house. It's like miles away. Like it's like far. It's a house. I don't know if he traveled there. I don't know if that's known or unknown. Or I feel like that could have been known, and maybe that's the detail that is not being said. That he traveled somewhere. I feel like a group. He traveled with a group to a beach house, somebody's beach house, and it's like something is wherever he is or wherever he was. It's like it's small. It's just a small space with limited sunlight in somebody's beach house. I'm getting this feeling of calling the police too. Like there's this idea of calling the police. Like somebody should have done that, or somebody did. Like of course the police have already been involved, but it feels like there's this feeling of like he could have passed out. Like the death card is like he could have passed out somewhere in somebody's house, a small home. I don't know what the idea of the beach is coming from. Like the idea of the beach could be like he could have traveled, or somebody transported him to either a beach home, like after this partying or whatever it was that was going on, after the partying, like he could have been transported to a beach, or he went to a beach with this group of people, or this guy, and that could be where the lethargic energy was coming from, or somebody's home, like something is small about the home, or small about the beach, or it's a beach home somewhere. And it's like, maybe, I don't know, it's like, maybe it's like a few hours away from where his mother was, where he was staying with his mother. It's like a few hours away from there. I get in like another district or town. Like I said, it's like a beach home or a beach that's in another, like, I don't know what they call it down south. Or I don't know if it's like another district or town where there's a small beach house or there's a small beach. Like I feel like that needs to be searched. Man, I wish that I can get precise names. The only thing that I would say that I got a precise name on would be the Nissan Altima. I don't know what kind of car he had, but something is important about either blue or red Nissan Altima. Let me do, and it's like somebody owns the property too with the Queen of Discs. Somebody's embodying Queen of Discs. Somebody is a white. They don't have to be a white woman, but it's this is somebody that confers with a news reporter about everything, about findings, about trackings and things. It's like, of course, like your phone and those kind of things are going to be untrackable if he's in a particular area, like a beach area. Yeah, you're going to lose connection really bad over there. If that's the case, you're going to lose connection really bad in those types of areas. I'm going to do one more outcome. Where is it? The name. 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is cruelty. There's cruelty. Someone was cruel. Someone was cruel to him. Right? Someone was cruel. And I feel like he was just taken somewhere far. He just went somewhere far. Like he went somewhere really far away. He went somewhere far away, or he was left somewhere really far away. And that's why I guess they couldn't find him at that time. He just went somewhere far. I don't know. Could have been 9 hours away. It keeps telling me this. It keeps giving me the idea of the South. Like it was in the South, but maybe it's deeper in the South. Maybe it's more beaches. Whatever beaches are in the South, I don't know. Whatever beaches are in the South, like maybe those beaches they have to go through those beaches, or there's beach homes. There's beach homes somewhere. And something's important about that. And that may be where he was, or where he went. A beach house, or a beach that's like, it's emphasizing that it's really far from where he was with his mother. Like it's an area of down south where the beaches are, and that, I don't know, maybe he couldn't get there. I don't know, somebody transported him there. After hanging out. But something also happened with him hanging out with somebody too. And that could be how he ended up in a far beach. Like someone could have been playing games. I mean, if you're hanging out with people that are drunk and they're high and they're out of their mind, and you're also out, your mind is also kind of, you're not going to be conscious of what you're doing really. And that could be related to the idea of being driven to a beach that's really far away and getting left there, or to like a home that's a beach home, or a small home somewhere that's just really far away, that is like undetectable almost, with the 9 of Swords. And it's secretive, like where everything I'm saying, that last part is something, there's a secretive element about that. Okay? All right, well, that was Zelig Williams. If you have questions, comments, and or concerns about this case coverage, you know where to find me. Be well. Take care. Bye.